Welcome to my web technologies final project demonstration video. So today I'll be walking you through a professional portfolio website I built for Dr. Edina Rushka, the current head of the engineering department as well as a biological engineering professor here at Ashesi University. So now this video will showcase the entire project which demonstrates a full stack web application with a modern and responsive design as well as dynamic content management and an integrated email system for contact handling. So let's dive right in. So before we explore the live site, let me give you a quick overview of the tech stack and directory structure. So here's my GitHub, and you can see all the folders within the code directory of the individual project directory. So let's start with the front end. It contains all the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP files for the front end and interactivity. Then the PHP folder holds all the PHP files that were used for the backend logic and database handlers. And finally, the images folder contains all the media that will be displayed on the website. Now, as you can see from the code, the various directories, for the text stack, I used HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript for interactivity. Then for the backend, I use PHP8 for server-side processing, and obviously I use MySQL with formatting tables for the database. Now for email integration, I use PHP Mailer with SMTP to make the contact form work. Again, we'll come back to that. Now let's go back to the website. This is the website working on my local host, sorry, on the school server. There's also one running on localhost, but I'll go to that one later. So here we have the landing page. Note that for the design, I mostly stuck to the constraints Dr. Reska gave me. Now, when designing site, she mostly prefers colors such as blue, light green, aquamarine, and she wanted everything to be sort of, unless you say, condensed and concentrated. So here's her landing page, her names, the titles, and then and then other things, and then about me section. It displays her bio, some her values, her vision, her dreams, and so on. Then for education, it basically shows her educational background from university up until now, the degree she has gotten and what she got them in, and so on. Now, for this particular portfolio website, Dr. Roscoe wanted me to focus on three main sections: projects, research, and her teaching background as well. So as you can see, they each have cards where they display some information about her views on her views on teaching, her research projects, and then here we have the awards and recognitions. Some of the awards that she has gotten over the years, as well as some exceptional students she has taught personally as well. Then we have a section where you can reach out to her with a HSE email or research leads linked in Google Scholar and so on. And each of these links are functioning, of course. And finally, we have a contact form where you can reach out to her directly using your with an email. And now let's go on to each individual page. So for the research page, it showcases Dr. Roscoe's extensive academic publications. It does has conference papers, conference presentations, book chapters, articles, and so on. Now, each entry are dynamically loaded from the MySQL database, which I'll show to you later through PHP, and it displays the publication title, a brief description, the publication date, and relevant images. And I use five images based on whether it's a research paper, conference paper, an article, and so on. Now, notice that whenever you hover, the entire card shifts slightly to the right and the image zooms in just slightly, just to give things, just to let things be smoother and let it be more interactive. So as you can see, there are over 30 research publications here, all loaded directly from the database. Then onto the project pages. Now for projects, you also wanted me to focus on three different um, project areas that she will focus on: democratizing of science and regions. That's basically trying to make science and engineering less esoteric within within Africa. And then note that each project page follows this template. A card at the top which gives you a background and research themes, then an actual cards that explains how the work that she has done within those fields and the impact she has had. So here is the page for biosensors. And then finally, the page for science of learning authentic assessments. So now let's go to the teaching page. Now, the teaching page displays Dr. Rosker's extensive academic career across multiple institutions. So the design here is slightly different from the project pages. Instead of slide images, we just use the card-based layout with the university name and then the position she held at that university and then a description of her roles and responsibilities and achievements that she had achieved within those universities. Okay, now note that each of the entries I showed to you have a set specified sort order that was specified within the database. We'll look at the database soon. So now let me show you the database. Note that this is on my school server. So as I said before, I have four tables. Here's the research entries table. Here is the project entries table. Project entries has categories so that the PHP knows which exactly of them to load on which page. Then we have the contacts that stores the information, that stores the email and messages of those that try to reach out to using the contact form. We'll test it out soon. And then the teaching entries, all of them here. So I structured it like this so that not everything would be hard coded with HTML and CSS onto the website directly. I wanted them to work dynamically so that in case you wanted to make an addition, like how she moves to a new school, you just all it will be is a matter of adding a new entry onto the database.